Did you, when you were doing, earlier you were doing radio, I remember last, when we went to Kolkata, we did that podcast that never got aired with
Oh
me,
yeah,
you, Shayon and Anirban,
yeah, right.
uh, about your insane radio days.
Yeah.
Uh,
We had crazy radio days. I
did
mean,
you, was it a clean transition between the two things?
see, I wanted to do radio because I thought that was the closest thing to stand up. So, like, I had seen Seinfeld जब मैं कॉलेज में था and I didn't even know that it's called stand up, but I wanted to do that thing. That's all I knew.
Right.
And so I figured कि इंडिया में तो इतना हो नहीं सकता ये. I just thought कि इंडिया में ये कभी आएगा ही नहीं. So I thought, what is the next best thing that you can do? And I realized that radio is that thing because radio में at least for the 30 seconds that the RJ gets to speak, nobody is there. Nobody is telling you what to say. It's all you. I mean, whether you do a good job or a bad job is different, but nobody tells you what to do. But whereas on television, everything is, high stakes and everything is planned. So I figured radio is the thing where I can do my thing. So that's why I joined a radio station, and I was actually just a listener before that. And I used to call up. I had one favorite radio guy whose show I used to call up, and I used to win a lot of prizes and all.
What was he called?
Siddharth. He's Siddharth Boda. He's a big radio jockey in Delhi, in Dubai right now. City City 101 or some radio station like that. He's the biggest there. And he actually told me while I was a listener that hey, you should come and try an audition because I think.
अच्छा open audition था?
Huh? नहीं, open audition नहीं था. He was the host of the show, and I used to call and answer his questions and all that. So he liked me from there, and he was like, "You should come and try. We need somebody." So that's where I started, and then I got fired from that job because I did some. I named the radio station wrong, dude. Like on air, it was Red FM, and I said Power FM, and all that happened. So I got fired from there, and then I was very depressed. Then उसके बाद वही मेरा mission हो गया life में कि I have to get into a radio station. That's all I wanted to do. And then 4 years passed by, and then I got some job at a radio station as a traffic guy. I was supposed to give the traffic updates.
Okay.
And that's the shittiest job ever because you travel for like 20 kilometers at a stretch on your bike just to give a 20-second update कि हाँ traffic normal है. There cannot be a more worthless job. You would get paid like say 5,000 rupees a month, and the petrol खर्चा उससे ज़्यादा था. So I mean you wouldn't make anything. I had a side job to support this job. I used to go to malls and do that announcement. वो होता है ना मॉल में जो लोग गेम शो खेलते हैं. So I had to do that to support this job. So I did that for a good 3-4 years, and then finally I got a job at a radio station as an RJ.
And then you met Shayon there only?
No, I didn't meet. I met Shayon way later, like 5 years later, in my second job. So by then I was like a known person in the radio station, and so was he. And then we both.
Then how did this? Yeah, but this idea that it manifested itself in this late night show, the post 12 o'clock.
Yeah, the post 12 o'clock radio show was a very unique thing in Calcutta and still is. So basically, one night it just started raining, and we couldn't go home. It was raining that hard. So we decided that while we are at the radio station, there's nobody else. The bosses are not here. So let's just go on air and do a show. Nobody does a show in radio after 12 o'clock. So let's just do it. And we had one guy who used to set the music for the show, and he was a fantastic vocalist. So I got him, and I got another RJ. Shayon was not there. There was another guy. And we just started doing a show which was not planned at all. Okay, and we would just do anything because nobody is listening. Because see, we figured कि रात के 12 बजे के बाद कंपनी का कोई बैठ के सुन नहीं रहा है कि हमारे रेडियो स्टेशन में क्या हो रहा है. So none of the bosses were listening. So we could do whatever we wanted, and we did whatever we wanted. So and the show went very well, and then we decided कि हम लोग ऐसे ही छिप के शो करेंगे. So हम लोग पहले मतलब 6 महीने तो हमारे बॉसेस को पता ही नहीं था कि हम लोग छिप के शो कर रहे हैं. हम लोग ऑफिस में लिटरली छिपे रहते थे, और जैसे ही वो लोग निकल जाते थे 12 बजे, हम लोग कोई भी एक दिन, हफ्ते में कोई भी एक दिन, वी डिडंट इवन टेल द ऑडियंस कि हम कितने बजे शो करेंगे. हम लोग कभी भी स्टार्ट हो जाते थे, कोई भी एक रात को 12 बजे के बाद. And it went super viral at the time, so the concept of the show was that we had this singer guy, so people would just call and say, do a cover of a song, and this guy would do it then and there. Like he would just Google stuff and do then and there, and this was just the backbone, because there was no other format. Like we could do anything. Like one day I remember we called up, we played other radio stations on our radio station.
Why?
Just to see what others were up to. Like like I just had a phone जिस पे रेडियो बजता था. तो मैं बोलता कि देखते हैं कि अच्छा अभी हम लोग our station was Fever FM, so I was like let's see कि रेडियो मिर्ची रात को क्या कर रहा है, and then we would play that, and then अरे ये लोग तो कुछ नहीं कर रहे, and then we'll go into other Red FM, and then we called up a RJ of another competing radio station. Okay, and we were like, you have a show in the morning, get up, what are you doing? Because we knew each other. So we got another RJ in our radio station, and we did things like that. Our bosses got to know, and they tried to shut
How
down the
did
show.
they get to know? Like किसी ने रात को सुन लिया?
नहीं, I mean they would get proper complaints. Like there was a rock star. There's still a huge rock star. He's like a national winning award-winning rock star called Rupam Islam. Okay, there's a band called Fossils, and he's a huge star there. So we made some jokes about him and his wife. Okay, and he has a huge fan following, and they got pissed because we basically called him Robot Islam. We called him a robot because he's a rock star, but he doesn't have. He behaves like a robot, like he's not a real person. Like like suppose like rockstar होते हैं ना, जो जाके जब गाना गाते हैं तो वो लोग naturally react. जब गाना गाते हैं तो naturally they make faces and they do that. He would rehearse everything. Okay, like before he goes, so he knows that right now I'm going to look at the audience and I'm going to shout or I'm going to throw bottles. So it was all planned. So we called him a robot Islam or something like that. And then they complained to our bosses, and that was the first time they found out. Now they found out and they shut it down. But हम लोग छिप के करते रहते थे. And the show got shut down like say 3-4 times. Every time the show would get shut, whoever will shut it, I will write to his boss. Like suppose अगर मेरा प्रोग्रामिंग हेड मेरा शो बंद किया है, तो आई वुड राइट टू द नेशनल प्रोग्रामिंग हेड. आई विल से हे आई डोंट थिंक my boss right now is understanding the capability of this show. Here are the numbers, people are listening to it, please allow us. And then the national programming head will allow, and then we would do the show again, and then his boss then he will shut down. Like he will get pissed and he'll shut down, and then I'll write to his boss. So this happened like 3-4 times. Okay, and the show would get shut and then again resume. One time the show got shut, and they were just not allowing it to come back. So what we did is that we went on air and we told the audience that hey, our boss is not allowing us to do the show. Here is his number. Can you please call him and request him to allow us to do the show? And dude, we did that, and I and Shayan, and then we switched off our phones and we fucked off. Like we were not in the city for like it was a weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, just not in the city. The boss got battered, dude. Like he got some 500 calls, 1,000 messages. His phone stopped working. And then he got super pissed when we met on on the next Monday, and and then the show was not on for a while, but then he got so fucked that after a while he quit his job.
Oh shit! Oh my god! What did you do? What the fuck?
I didn't know it would go to that level, but I mean, people just kept calling him. Okay. He
Oh
had to
no.
change his numbers and all that. But I don't think that was the reason he quit. But I mean, it just
हाँ.
happened to be कि वो 2-3 महीने बाद उसने company छोड़ दिया. And then again we started doing this show.
One of the favorite pranks I remember you were telling me about was the dinosaur prank, where you called up the science center.
Oh no, that was a whole different segment. That was a different show where
Oh,
we
that
used
was.
where we used to
Acha.
do prank calls, and that is actually, I think, till now the most viral thing in Bengali radio. Like, if you know, like most, like out of 5 Bengalis, one Bengali guy would tell you about Happy to Disturb. Not just that, he will show you the recordings on his phone. Like, people have it on their phone, all the prank calls. So that thing was just us calling people up and just, I mean, doing random things. And all our prank calls, we did about 700 prank calls, and all our prank calls were actually genuine. Like,
Huh.
most other prank calls that you hear on radio that are super viral, they're not real. Like, they're just
Of course.
basically calling up their friends, and they have a proper script, and they just act it out. But ours was so real, and if you listen to them, you could understand that this is something else. This is not a regular prank call. So it's on YouTube, Happy to Disturb, and
Yeah.
and we did not put it out. It's just the audience who's been recording on the phones, and they're still. I mean, it's been like, say, 6 years that we did that, but people
Huh.
still think that it's happening right now. Like, people, because the radio station has not stopped playing it, although we've both quit. But
Oh.
it's such a important asset that they have, that they have not quit. So people think that it's still going on.
That's awesome.
And
On that note, I think. Huh?
we pranked everybody. We pranked the police station. We pranked Mamta Banerjee's office. Sachin
What?
Sachin Tendulkar's manager. We almost got through to Sachin. We pranked the fire department, the Homeopathic Association of India.
What did you tell these people?
Anything. Like, we just call and say random shit, like, just to piss them off, because back then तभी भी mobile उतना नहीं आया था, so people are still on landlines. Okay. And we would call them and say, and like, अगर हम लोग होम्योपैथिक एसोसिएशन में कॉल कर रहे हैं, हम लोग जाके बोलेंगे कि होम्योपैथी इज फेक, तो ऐसा टाइप का ही था. We will just say things to piss them off. Okay. And that's it. Like, फायर डिपार्टमेंट में जाके बोलेंगे कि मेरे दिल में आग लगी है, कुछ कीजिए सर. तो ये सब करते थे हम लोग. So, I mean, people, and it was like, it was always very. It wasn't demeaning or anything. It wasn't like,
Yeah.
your shit. It's just we would just say quirky, weird things. We just irritate
Yeah.
them.
But telling the science center that dinosaur alive is a comedic masterstroke of fucking epic proportions.
Yeah. So Science City is like an amusement park in Calcutta, and they have like a huge giant dinosaur installed right outside the park, and that's like an iconic thing in Calcutta. Like, if you go there, you see that Science City ka dinosaur. So yeah, we just called them and said कि the dinosaur has come alive, and he's gone to Park Circus, and he is destroying the city. What are you guys doing? So I mean, it's shit like that, and they would get pissed, and then we'll say, okay, you see that you have a ropeway, right? So I am at the Science City right now, and people are peeing from the ropeway. Okay, I'm getting wet. Please do something about it. And then we'll be like, you have a time machine, right? So my brother went into that time machine, and then now he is in Egypt. Okay, from 14th century Egypt में पहुंच गया वो आपके टाइम मशीन वो जो राइड होता है ना उसमें. Please get him back. So we'll just say shit like that, and I mean, people would just a lot of the times the audience would the person that we are pranking, they would recognize us. They would be like, hey, you are the radio guys, who are doing who've been doing that. And so that was a huge problem that eventually we stopped, because enough people in town knew that it was us.
That is a beautiful problem to have as a prankster.
Yeah, and then that's where we realized that we are done. I mean, what else do we have to do? So,
Oh man, did you never feel like now it's time to go national?
yeah, I mean, not national, but we wanted to do. I mean, the radio station really wanted us to continue. Okay, they were like, please. I mean, even though initially they were pissed with us, they saw the success of it and they were like, please do this more. I mean, do 2 prank calls a day. But I mean, we just like I and Chan, we just felt that we've done whatever we wanted to do in this form of radio, the prank call segment. That was done. So I mean, there was a time when it would be like people would call police stations and complain, okay, hey, they're doing this prank call thing. And the police station will call us and say that we are huge fans of yours. Why don't you do a prank call on us? So it was like that.
Oh, that's awesome.
So matlab, even though it's like radio is a very, very niche market, and it's very different from our audiences, right? Like,
Yeah.
Radio.
That's what I was.
Radio is a lot of rural areas. Also, they listen to you, and not well-to-do, not privileged people. They also listen to you. So it's a very wide range, but still very niche in a city. I mean, it's strange. It's mainstream and niche.
Right.
So